One of my subscribers has asked me to realistically rebuild the San Francisco 49ers, but with the new addition of Mykel Williams. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. But moving straight into the video, they did give Brock Purdy a 5-year, $265 million contract extension. There's a lot of people hating on this move. I still think that this is the right move long term to get their guy in Brock Purdy. You know, I mean, he's made a Super Bowl. He's won some conference championships. Do I think he deserves to be paid that much money? Not necessarily, but I do think he deserves a re-signing for sure. But now I think the Niners are going to have a huge problem with their cap situation. You already lost Drake Greenlaw. You lost Hufanga. You lost a lot of good players this offseason. But in the draft, I think bolstering up that defensive line with Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins was a good idea long term. Still got Fred Warner, Jair Brown, and I feel like this team really thrives off of their superstars in Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams, George Kittle, and then Fred Warner, and then they fill in the pieces everywhere else. So I think as long as they have a couple superstars on their team, they can still thrive as a team in general. But I do think they did miss their window at the Super Bowl. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm going to try and fix that here today in Madden. Christian McCaffrey, he's always injured. Whenever he was on the field last season, he didn't really look the best. I'm not saying he's completely regressing, but I guess we'll see here in Madden Simulation. Obviously, he's just going to be a baller, but I guess we'll see in this upcoming season. But for the rest of the team, Kyle Juszczyk, Brandon Ayuk, Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall doesn't have a development, which is interesting. I guess EA took that away from him. I mean, he was injured for half the season because he got shot, so interesting move for EA to take that away from him. But everyone else here, for now, this is what we got going on. I'm cool with the team right now, 85 overall. Let me change up the schemes to what I like. So these are the schemes I usually always run. Multiple zone run, base 4-3, Dallas offense, Buffalo defense. It's just what I'm comfortable with. But let's see how we do at the midseason mark for year number 1 with Mykel Williams. 6-1 at the midseason mark already. I mean, we're an 87 overall team with the morale boost, coming off a win to the Seahawks and the Chiefs. Top 3 offense in the NFL. Defense is doing terrible. We have the worst passing defense in the NFL, apparently. Nick Bosa, second in the league for sacks, and Brandon Ayuk leads the league in yards. That's nice. Scouting national focus definitely needs to be interior offensive line here. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, your defense is one of the worst. Why wouldn't you go with corner or something like that? I still may go with corner, but I would just like to pick up the offensive line later down the line. Everyone here for the free agency signings, I just don't really care about. All those guys can walk to free agency. So for now, we're 6-1, a really good start. Let's move into the playoffs. And we are in the playoffs at 10-7 here. I can kind of see this in real life. Offense took a huge step back, and the defense kind of still sucks, as their offensive passing game is still the worst in the league. Stats and awards, Brock Purdy, oh my gosh, paying him all that money just for him to be unbelievably mid. 11th offense, worst defense in the NFL. Almost 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 102 pass rating, got sacked 33 times. In real life, this would be a good season, but in Madden, it's different. 20th in touchdowns, 16th in passing yards, 13th in pass rating. Not what I wanted for a guy I just paid $265 million to. Christian McCaffrey, 1,200 yards, 5.7 per carry, 20 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Great season for him if he can stay healthy. Brandon Ayuk, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. Ricky Pearsall, 850 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jawan Jennings, 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. George Kittle, only 661 yards and 7 touchdowns. And I'm in a scheme where it focuses the tight ends. So that's interesting. Sacks allowed. My 95 overall superstar left tackle allows 10. That's ridiculous. And then my second highest offensive lineman allows 9. And then my 2 lowest offensive linemen allow 2. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Fred Warner, 118 tackles for a loss, 11 for Nick Bosa, 9 for Yetur Gross-Matos, 7 for Alfred Collins, 7 for Kevin Givens. I guess he wasn't in the rush because Yetur Gross-Matos was apparently getting all the rush coming off the edge. Then Mykel Williams got 3 tackles for a loss and 2.5 sacks, so I guess I wasn't starting him at his specialist rush right end, which is unfortunate that I forgot to do that. 4 interceptions for Trey Brown, 3 for Fred Warner, Lenore, and Renardo Green, and then what do we have for deflections? 9 for Lenore, 8 for Trey Brown, and then 7 for Renardo Green. Safety 0, defensive touchdown 0. Can we beat the 10-7 Washington Commanders to move on to the divisional round here in year number 1? And we do not. 29-28. Looks like we lost off a 2-point conversion. Let's move in to the offseason. And the Bills crushed the Packers in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl MVP and back-to-back league MVPs, and he wins the Offensive Player of the Year. No awards for the 49ers here. In the NFC West, Matthew Stafford, Trent Williams, Matt Prater, Calais Campbell, and Kelvin Beachum all retires. For the team upgrades here, offensively, we look exactly the same, except we lost our left tackle. And then defensively, Anything else here for the upgrades? None that I can actually see here. Our secondary really doesn't even look that bad. I guess I'm going to draft a safety. Our corners don't look that bad. I think Trey Brown just got an upgrade here to start development, but he's about to start regression, so it really doesn't help us long term. And for the re-signings, we have much more cap room because we lost Trent Williams, but none of these guys I want to re-sign. I have $71 million to spend in free agency. Let's see if there's anything good in there. J.K. Dobbins is here, Bobby Wagner, Shaq Mason, Patrick Ricard, Darius Smith. Maybe I'll find some filler players, but nothing here is really that crazy. After free agency, I was only able to get a corner in Cater here. He's just going to be a depth player on a 2-year contract, so nothing crazy. Free agency was pretty weak. And we're going to have pick number 20 here in the draft, so let's see what we can do with that. I do want a safety. There is a first-round safety here in Jackson Whiteman here out of Oklahoma. 6'1", 220, good speed, good jumping, good strength, great acceleration here, A, awareness, A, man coverage, B, hip power. So A, man coverage, C, zone coverage. Interesting that he's not zone profiled, but we'll see if there's anyone else that's a better option. Honestly, doesn't look like it here. Is there? I mean, this guy's better at tackling, but that's just a glorified linebacker. And then strong safeties. Is there anyone that really looks better? There's a bunch of run supports that I don't want. There's an A awareness hybrid guy here in Javonte Wimbley out of Vanderbilt. 5'9", 216, solid speed, A awareness, F stamina. I think the guy for the free safety, Jackson here, would be the best option. We had the worst secondary in the league last year, apparently, statistically. So we're going to pick up Jackson Whitman here. Ranked number 10, got him at 20. Hidden development, 90 speed, 92 acceleration. He looks great. Round number 2, there's not any good left tackles on the board. Is there any good right tackles? Don't think so, but there's a first to second round guard here on the board, a ranked 3rd to 4th rounder. Zach Madsen here. Looks pretty good. He's a first to second projection, so I'm just going to pull the trigger. Ranked 28, got him at 52. Of course, he has normal development. That sucks, but he's going to start at left guard. And then there's a center here, day 3 projections, 2nd to 3rd round talents here. I'm in the late 3rd round, so I'm just going to pull the trigger on this guy. Hopefully he has hidden development. Ranked 54, got him at 84. Normal development again, which really sucks for offensive linemen because it's really hard to get their development up, but it's still not a bad pick. He's still good value. Hopefully he can be good. And there's a defensive tackle here in the 4th round, day 3, Marcus Pruitt out of Michigan State, 6'3", 285, good speed, good acceleration here, A, finesse moves, B, pursuit, A, injury in the 4th round. That seems like pretty good value. Ranked 269, not good value at all. Bad pick by me. And finally in the 5th round, I'm probably just going to sort by physicals here and just go with a really fast guy, elite speed, solid acceleration, poor strength. So this guy's got elite speed. This guy's got great speed, great acceleration, honestly decent at every other thing. Dominic Nichols out of Nebraska here, great speed, great acceleration, F man coverage, does not look good. And then Tremaine Johnson, 5'9", 196, elite speed, solid acceleration. I'm just going to pick him because of his elite speed, ranked 177, hidden development, so not bad value for the 5th round at all. Why not just take a shot on that guy? I'm just going to simulate to the rest of the draft. So we definitely had a solid draft. Just really wish the offensive lineman had those hidden developments. The corner had a hidden development, and then on the free safety had hidden development. So again, not the worst draft I've had, but it definitely could have been better if those linemen were hidden developments. So this is the team after the draft. We've got Madsen, and then I'm going to start Curtis. They look completely identical, so that's going to be confusing with them. Our tackles are not that good. Going to need to focus on that this offseason. Still want Ricky Pearsall trying to develop at the number 2 position. Jawan Jennings is just going to regress from here. Everything else looks pretty good. 85 overall team. Of course, I'm going to have Whitman here starting as the number 1 free safety. Everything else looks good. I mean, Mykel Williams is still progressing kind of nicely there. I want to make sure he's actually starting at the edge, which he is. Do not want my safety at the sub linebacker. I don't want Richie Grant there either, but of course it's going to make him play there. Everything else looks pretty good from here. And then Whitman, again, I don't know why he keeps trying to put him in the slot and all this other thing, but either way, he's going to be the starting free safety. Let's see how we do in year number 2. 4-2, really not that bad. Actually, a pretty good start. Defensively, we have the 3rd best passing defense in the NFL suddenly, 14th in points per game. Now, the offense sucks, so we just completely switched it. Even though Trent Williams didn't do good that season, I know our offensive line regressed a little bit. He still didn't play well, but me getting that free safety apparently just changed everything. And then also that depth corner as well. We have a DB breakout challenge as well. It's going to be for Jair Brown here. He needs 2 combined tackles for a loss, forced fumbles, pass deflections, or sacks to get his development trade up. Hopefully I can remember to do that. Scouting national focus definitely needs to be offensive tackle in this upcoming draft. And for the players to negotiate, George Kittle, he's 31. I want to work down his contract as he regresses, so 2 years, $20 million. He's going to re-sign on that. Jawan Jennings, he's just going to keep regressing. Trey Brown's going to keep regressing. Richie Grant, I don't want. All these guys not really interested in. Nick Martin should be on a 4-year deal as a rookie, not a 2-year deal, so let me adjust that. And then after that, just don't really want anyone. The GOAT Mac Jones, Jason Pinnock, all these other guys, just not interested in. $57 million to spend for free agency. May need to save it for other contracts, but for right now, let's move into the playoffs. 11-6 here, better than last year, coming off a win to the Texans and the Rams here. Offensive rushing yards doing better. The entire team just improved in general. Defense significantly better this season. You love to see that. Stats and awards, Brock Purdy significantly better. 4th in passing yards, 5th in passing touchdowns, 7th best offense, 5th best defense. Significantly better year. Brock Purdy, 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 116 pass rating, got sacked 34 times, one more time than last year with a not really better offensive line, significantly worse offensive line actually. But anyways, I'll take it. Christian McCaffrey, 4.6 per carry, 11 touchdowns, 3 fumbles, 1,200 yards. So a down season from last year, but still a pretty good season overall other than those 3 fumbles. Brandon Ayuk, 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, great season. That's worthy of X factor for sure. Ricky Pearsall, almost 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. George Kittle, almost 700 yards, only 2 touchdowns. I'm paying this guy $20 million a year for this kind of a season. Juwan Jennings, solid season, almost 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. Sacks allowed here. Both my offensive tackles did not do well, allowing both 10. Pooney allows 5, 4 for Zach Madsen and Nolan Curtis, the 2 lowest offensive linemen on my team once again. Fred Warner with 119 tackles for a loss, 14 for Mykel Williams, 12 for Alfred Collins, 10 for Nick Bosa, 8 for Jordan Elliott, sacks 15 for Nick Bosa, 7 for Alfred Collins, 6.5 for Williams. Really good season from these rookies. You like to see that they're developing nicely here. 2 interceptions for Fred Warner, Jair Brown, and Lenore here, and then deflections on the team, 10 for Fred Warner, 8 for Lenore, and then 5 for the rookie Jackson Whitman here, or Whitman, I keep pronouncing it wrong, and then 5 for Renardo Green as well. 0 safeties and 0 defensive touchdowns. Can we beat the 12-5 Atlanta Falcons to move on to the divisional round? We're 1 overall higher than them with home field advantage, and it doesn't matter. 38-20, we're going to lose once again in the wild card. Let's move into the offseason. And the Ravens beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson was the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen was the league MVP and the offensive player of the year back-to-back years. No awards for the Niners once again. In the NFC West, DeMarcus Lawrence retires with the Seahawks. For the team upgrades here, is there anything on offense that I can see? Nothing really here. Actually, no, Brandon Ayuk goes up to X Factor. Forgot about that for some reason. I thought he already had it. And then everyone else here, Whitman here, Whiteman, whatever, comes with star development. Nothing else for an actual upgrade, though. For the re-signings, don't want Juwan Jennings, Trey Brown, Richie Grant, or all these other extras. Just not interested in any of these guys. Let's move into free agency with $83 million to spend. And for the free agency, we got Kirby Joseph here. That's very interesting. Khalil Shakir as well. I would love to have Khalil Shakir here. He doesn't want state income tax. Worst place to go to is California, but I'm going to submit a big offer to him anyways. AJ Cole, Tyler Loop is here already. Dang. After free agency, getting a new left tackle and Rasheed Walker, paid him bag $20 million a year for 4 years, and then got Wan'Dale Robinson as a slot guy to replace Juwan Jennings. In the draft, the Cardinals get the #1 overall pick again here, and they're going to pick a QB and Adrian Rushing here. We're going to get pick number 21, and of course, right before us, a right tackle goes. That would have been extremely convenient for me. Is there any good left tackles? There's a day 3 here, and there's a first, a second round, and Javier McAllister here out of UCLA, 6'4", 330. Great strength is what you love to see. He's really the only tackle on the board that can really suffice for me right now. One just got picked right before me. The Kelly guy below him doesn't look too bad, and D'Angelo Kelly out of Oklahoma, 6'5", 340, great strength. He looks pretty good too. They both look pretty good. I'm going to probably pick up McAllister, though, out of UCLA. Similar guy. I like his skills a little bit better, so I'm going to pick up McAllister, see what he has. Ranked number 2 in the class. Got him at 21. Hidden development. He seems great. In the second round, Sean Bryson, a Washington State run stopper, 350 pounds, 6'3", elite strength. I don't need to see anything else. As soon as you see that elite strength, pull the trigger. Ranked 51, got him at 53. Hidden development, 96 strength as a rookie is nuts. Third round, looking for a linebacker here. All the linebackers on the board don't look good until later down the board. Is there a good left outside linebacker? Is a coverage guy? Yes, there's an A awareness, pass coverage, and Gordon Rhodes here. Elite speed, great acceleration, F power moves, B pursuit, A awareness. I'm going to pick him. I don't think he's going to be the best. Ranked 201, got him at 85, normal development. Really not that good of a pick by me. Late fourth round, I'm going to go back to the middle linebackers here and see what we have for that later guy. He had the A's across the board. F tackling, don't like that. Not going to even bother to look at him if he has F tackling. F pursuit on this guy. These guys just don't look good at all. Don't really like anyone here. B power, D tackle. This guy doesn't look the best. McCann out of New Hampshire. Good speed, solid acceleration. Sure, I'll pull the trigger and just try it out here. Ranked, yeah, I'm just not good at drafting in that later round. I should just be drafting by physicals, but I'm not. Let's move into the end of the draft. Not really good by the last 2 picks there, but not a bad draft in general. So I definitely could have done better, but McAllister's a 79 overall rookie. He was ranked number 2 in the class, got him at 21. That was a steal. He really makes up for it. Bryce Hitton's a 73. These guys weren't really the best picks, but later down the board, not that bad, really. Now, this is the team after the draft. McAllister's up to an 80 overall after the preseason XP. Honestly, the offensive line looking the best it's been in years. And then Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm going to move to the 3, so that way he can play in the slot. And then Christian McCaffrey's not regressing as hard as I thought he would in simulation. Bryson's going to be the number 2 here. And then Johnson, I remember drafting this guy. Let's move him up so that way he can get some more reps. Didn't draft the best linebackers, but again, it is what it is. Specialist-wise, this is what we got going on. I want to move Dale Robinson in the slot, but Brandon Ayuk's been balling there, so let's actually move Robinson back to the number 2 here. And then got everything sorted out there, like what we have. Year number 3 with the team. Let's see how we do. We have yet to win a playoff game, made back-to-back wild cards, but lost back-to-back wild cards. Let's see what we can do about that. Year number 3, let's move into the midseason mark. 5-2 at the midseason mark. We keep getting better and better. Coming off a loss to the Chiefs, but a win to the Cardinals here. 4th in offensive points per game, 4th in offensive rushing game, 30th in defensive passing game. Like, what happened? It just randomly makes my defense suck for no reason. I didn't change really anything from the previous year. I don't know why. But sure, Nick Bosa, 3 sacks, 6 tackles. We forgot to look at the breakout challenge thing last year. I'm just now realizing it, but it's whatever. Scouting national focus. I don't need corner. I really don't need it, but the AI is telling me I do. I'm going to do middle linebacker. I know we have Fred Warner, but I like to choose middle linebacker than move him to outside linebackers because we are in a 4-3 scheme. I have $14 million to spend magically. Why did I suddenly just run out of cap room? I know I just paid a big contract to some guys, but still, I'm just going to draft a new kicker and punter, honestly, and then I want to give my money to probably Jair Brown and Fred Warner, of course, but Jair Brown, I would like, he wants to have a mentor at his position, so let me go get that. Jimmy Ward is considered a mentor here, so let's bring him back to the San Francisco 49ers on a 1-year deal just to have that mentor tag. And of course, I got to cut 1 player to suffice for that, so we're going to do that as well. So now that we got that mentor at the position, Jair Brown suddenly has an interest with the team. He's going to re-sign. I won't have enough to sign for Fred Warner right now because he wants $20 million a year, but I definitely can tag him at the end of the year, so I will be looking forward to that. So $8.6 million right now. I will be tagging Fred Warner for sure. But as of right now, let's see what we can do in the playoffs. 13-4, no first round bye. We're gonna have the 2 seed here as the Eagles would take the 1 seed at 14-3 here. Here to face the 9-8 Lions. That's a really sucky first round move there, as they're a 90 overall team. We're the same overall in every category. Defense went from one of the worst to now the number 1 defense in the NFL. Our passing defense completely flipped the script. I drafted a defensive tackle, but still 23rd in the NFL for rushing defense. But let's see if we can beat one of the best offenses versus the best defense in the NFL for points per game. Stats and awards here. Brock Purdy, 5th in passer rating, 10th in passing touchdowns, 9th in yards for offense, defensively 9th as well. And then Brock Purdy, 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 7 receptions, only got sacked 27 times. That's the best so far this season. Christian McCaffrey here got 1 fumble and then 11 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, 1,200 yards. Slowly regressing. I mean, he's still a 92 overall, but you know, for a 92 overall superstar X Factor, I expected better, but still a good season. And Brandon Ayuk, almost 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, still balling. Ricky Pearsall, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. George Kittle, 650 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's honestly been very underwhelming for the entire rebuild. I'm paying this guy $20 million a year, and he's not even cracking 900 or 800 yards yet. Sacks allowed. McAllister, the rookie, allows 9, but still, I mean, he's a rookie, but still not the worst season I've seen. And then Rasheed Walker, 6, 4 for Zach Madison, 3 for Nolan Curtis, and then 2 for Pooney. Fred Warner with 94 tackles for a loss, 14 for Nick Bosa, 11 for Mykel Williams, 10 for Alfred Collins, and Sean Bryson, the rookie, sacks 16 for Nick Bosa, 6 for Mykel Williams, 5.5 for Collins, 2.5 for Fred Warner. So Mykel Williams hasn't been doing bad. He's just not insane. 3 interceptions for Fred Warner and Lenore, and then deflections on the team is 10 for D. Winters, and then 10 for Fred Warner and Lenore, and then we have a safety, 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. This is a really hard first matchup, but can we beat the 90 overall 9-8 Detroit Lions in the wild card round? And we actually do get our first playoff win of the rebuild here. 39-24 here to face the 10-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are 4 overalls higher than them. Can we go to the conference championship? And we do. 17-12 here to face the 10-7 Washington Commanders, who beat us 2 seasons seasons ago. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Commanders. They're going to start out with a punt. We're going to start out with a punt. They're finally going to make it 7 on the board here. We're going to make it 3. Not the best start, but still, we're moving here a little bit. 14-6. Offense needs to wake up here. Opening up half with a punt. They're going to punt as well. Just get the ball in the end zone. Finally, 14-14. Offense has the ball driving down the field. 17-14 as we're going to get the final dagger there. The defense carried so hard here. Offense finally stepped it up there a little bit at the end. Brock Purdy, not a good game. 76 pass rating, no touchdown, 1 interception. Hopefully he does better than that in the Super Bowl. And of course, we have to play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, dude. My favorite. I can't wait. Talk about another Super Bowl boring matchup. But McAllister comes with superstar development. You love to see it. No spin. Fool me once. We're not going to do that. Can I do threat detector? Is that on here? Yes, I love threat detector. Run protector as well. That's great. Any other upgrades for the team? None that I can see, but McAllister looks like he's going to be a baller in the future. Didn't have the best first season, but still pretty good. Bryson comes with superstar development, so that was actually a really good season for us if Bryson comes with that. Winters gets star development as well, so both of my first 2 picks, superstar development, even if the rest of my picks were bad. Really good draft in my opinion now, but apart from that, 3rd Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Please, let's win at least 1. Here we are against the Chiefs. They're going to open up with 3. We're going to respond with 3, and then we're going to get the ball back. We didn't convert on the turnover, but then we did. 10-3 here against the Chiefs. 17-3, crushing the Chiefs into the ground. We're fed up with them. 24-10, 13-24, 31-13, 31-20, and that will be the game. The poverty is finally over for the Niners. They weren't really a poverty franchise, but finally, the cruelty of losing to the Chiefs over and over and over again in the Super Bowl is finally over, as we're going to beat them here 31-20 and get a ring for the team. And Brock Purdy will be your Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts is your league MVP and your offensive player of the year. They need to fix that glitch because that would never happen in real life. No other awards for the Niners, but we are Super Bowl champions. That is what is important in this rebuild. Let's see if we can go back-to-back now, because this is only year number 3. I want to do at least 4 seasons. Grover Stewart, Jimmy Ward, Jake Brendel, and Shaq Mason all retire, and Jimmy Ward gets a free ring out of it. Players ready to negotiate. I have $31 million to spend. It's definitely going to Fred Warner here. I don't care if it's a 4-year contract at 30 years old. He's going to get it. And then Cater, I'm going to let walk. Ricky Pearsall, sure, I'll accept his option for now. And then Jordan James shouldn't even be here, but I'm not going to worry about that. Everyone else here, just not really interested in. I mean, Jake Moody's not that bad. Kyle Juszczyk is just going to regress. So honestly, Jake Moody, I'm going to resign to a 3-year contract. I know Niners fans won't like it, but in this simulation, he's young. He has star development. I have $7.3 million, not enough to do anything in free agency. So let's move into the draft. And the Titans get the number 1 overall pick again. They're going to go with a defensive end with the last name Cheeks, Steven Cheeks here. But we're going to pick number 32 here. I like everything I kind of have. I might just reach for a linebacker here to get a left outside linebacker. Matt Morant here. Not Matt Moran, but Moran out of Blue Mountain State. He is Florida, 6'2", 255, good speed. Ooh, very nice athleticism. B awareness, B play rec, A pursue. I'm going to pick up Morant here in the first round. Ranked 42, got him at 32, but he does have hidden development. I'm going to start him at left outside linebacker immediately. And then apparently our rushing defense was a big problem last year, so let's try and go to get someone. Oh, this guy has 3 A's on his board. Jacoby Sally here out of Vanderbilt, 6'1", almost 400 pounds, elite strength. Just let me pull the trigger, dude. He's ranked number 8, got him at 64. Normal development, but 97 strength and 87 acceleration for rookie. A tackle, A power moves, A play rec. He looks great. Pick 32 in the 3rd round. Let's double down here on the linebacker. This guy's pass coverage, A awareness out of Boston College. Tyrone Claiborne here. Decent speed, great acceleration, A awareness, A zone coverage, B man coverage. Definitely a coverage type guy. And he's going to be ranked 114, got him at 96. Hidden development, though. He's going to be a backup behind Fred Warner. And apart from that, I don't really need anything. We're a Super Bowl winning team. Let's move into the end of the draft. After the draft, Matt is a 73, 76 for Jacoby Sally here, as he is normal development, but still pretty good for a rookie. 69 for Claiborne. Nice. Everyone else here, I stopped drafting. Now, this is the team after the draft. I forgot to draft a punter, so did the AI get one for me? They got Johnston. Why not? Then there's a fullback here as well. Everything else looks pretty good here. Like the team we have, a 90 overall team. Defensively, I'm going to move, I didn't re-sign D Winters, so I'm going to move Matt Morant here to right outside linebacker. So that looks pretty good there. The linebacking core is a lot better. Defensive line depth is pretty nice too. Specialist-wise, what do we have? McCaffrey, Wan'Dale Robinson. Let's move up Bryson and Morant. Everyone else here looks pretty good. So who's this Johnson guy? Did I pick him in the later rounds? I'm pretty sure I did. I forgot about him though. But apart from that, 91 overall team. You love to see it. So let's see what we can do in the fourth and final season. See if we can go back to back and just simulate straight into the playoffs. 11-6 here with my 93 overall team, and the 87 overall Commanders are 12-5. But we've been pretty lucky with getting these, winning these divisions and stuff like that. But we are a 3 seed here, 7th in offensive points per game, 3rd in defensive points per game. But somehow we're only 11-6 out of 93 overall team. But I'll take it. Stats and awards: Brock Purdy, top 10 QB, 8th best offense in the NFL here, defensively 5th, and then Brock Purdy, 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, got sacked 35 times this season. Unfortunate compared to last year. Christian McCaffrey, 1,000 yards, 4.2 per carry, 14 touchdowns. Pretty good year overall. He's been a lot more consistent than I thought he would be, but still, his best year was his first season with us. Ricky Pearsall with 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Finally, a big breakout year for him. Brandon Ayuk, almost 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. George Kittle, best season yet with us, 7 touchdowns, almost 800 yards. Sacks allowed: Rasheed Walker, not a good season. Zach Madsen, 7. 6 for McAllister, better season. 4 for Nolan Curtis, and 2 for Pooney again. Fred Warner with 101 tackles for a loss, 11 for Nick Bosa, 9 for Alfred Collins, 8 for Mykel Williams, and then sacks 25 for Nick Bosa, breaking the record, 10.5 for Alfred Collins, 9 for Mykel Williams. He's been doing solid, slowly progressing better and better, but hasn't been insane. Alfred Collins has been doing pretty good as well. Interceptions: 3 for Renardo Green, deflections: 7 for Lenore, 6 for Tremaine Johnson here, interesting, and then 6 for Jair Brown and Jackson Whitman here, and then safeties is going to be 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. I don't think we had a single one the entire rebuild. Max Crosby has the record for the most sacks in a season. It's probably 25.5. It doesn't show the half, but in real life, it would have been a broken sack record for Nick Bosa, but I guess he's going to tie Max Crosby here. Let's see if we can beat the 12-5 Washington Commanders to move on to the divisional round. We're 6 overalls higher, beat them 19-16 here to face the 11-6 New Orleans Saints. We're 4 overalls higher than them. They progressed pretty well in simulation here. 21-27 here to face the 14-3 Philadelphia Eagles. We're 3 overalls higher than them. We've already won the Super Bowl. If we do make the Super Bowl here, I'll hop into it. Can we beat the Eagles to move on to the Super Bowl back to back? And the answer is yes. Here to face the 15-2 Buffalo Bills. We are 6 overalls higher than them. Dominating team. And looking into the team upgrades, it's ridiculous that Ricky Pearsall doesn't even get star development after having 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns on the season. He had an amazing year with us, 100% deserving of at least star development, if not superstar, but I'm just going to settle for star. No other upgrades on the offense here. Defensively, Morant here comes with star development. No other upgrades that I can see, though. Can we beat the 15-2 Buffalo Bills? We are 6 overalls higher than them to win back-to-back Super Bowls here in this simulation rebuild. Here we are against the Bills. They're going to open up with a punt. What is happening to the simulation here? Not good for the Bills, but for us, we're going to drive down the field. It looks like we had a turnover there. 3-0 start, 7-3 start here in the second quarter against the Bills. 10-3. Our defense is holding strong. 10-6. Offense needs to step it up. Our defense is the only reason why we're winning anything, apparently. 13-10. Offense, wake up and do something, please, as we're not going to do anything. Offense completely shut down. Defense did their job, but offense non-existent today, as the Niners are going to lose another Super Bowl, but this will be a successful rebuild because we did win a Super Bowl, which is the entire purpose. Brock Purdy, 2 interceptions, 71 pass rating. Josh Allen really didn't have that good of a game either, but still, I mean, just not a good game in general. Josh Allen did have a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown, but offense needed to step it up, and they did not. And Greg Rousseau wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. Greg Rousseau wins the Defensive Player of the Year, really over Bosa, who just had 25 sacks. Kind of crazy, but anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. This will be a successful rebuild. We won the Super Bowl, but we won the Super Bowl. That's what matters here, despite us being the better team. Offense just didn't perform. Christian McCaffrey has regressed heavily here. 92 overall team now. Mykel Williams didn't do bad. I think Alfred Collins honestly did a little bit better throughout the simulation, but overall, good team, nice rebuild. Let me know who you want me to rebuild down in the comments below next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.